Hey yo friend, well or girlfriend, right away I want to say a big thank you to all of you for your subscriptions. I have a big request to you. Maybe you have seen how Hoggy Woggy, a channel like this, performs different tasks from subscribers. I have a proposal to you. Write me different tasks in the comments and I will fulfill them. Together with you, we will introduce a new format on this channel. In advance, I will ask you to subscribe and click the like, which is so important to me. And now we go to the topic of the video. Today we're going to take apart the terrifying Mommy Longlegs from the second chapter of Poppy Playtime. And we're going to see if we can see a new part of the game. So, let me remind you. After a few conversations with Poppy outside the head of the company's office, a pink hand reaches out of the darkness, and Poppy falls into this abyss. She's been kidnapped. Once down, Poppy Longlegs appears in front of us and steals our red hand. It's immediately clear that something is not quite right with this toy, as apparently with all the toys in this factory. I mean, besides the fact that it's already terrible, apparently the experiment on it failed. Mom wants to play with us. Poppy told us about some train that could take us out of the factory, and she was ready to give us the code to run it. But Mommy didn't like that, and would rather play with us. We have several tasks before us, for the fulfillment of which we get a prize, namely a fragment of the code to run the train. What do you think happens if we don't follow Mommy's script? Death, of course. But who is this pink spider-like toy? And why does she insist on playing silly, games? Mommy Longlegs, as the paperwork states, is Experiment 1, 2.2.2.2. Her former identity is Marie Payne, or Mary Payne, I don't know. And this is the first toy whose real name is officially confirmed. The paperwork spells out that she's friendly and positive towards children and other experiments. However, it is also mentioned here that she is cruel to the working staff, that is, the factory workers. And of course, that includes us, because we are factory workers. This is the factory we use to make our lives better. A fact completely explains her behavior. It's a document about Mom's transportation. They wanted to move her to the PlayStation so she'd be in good health for as long as possible. The staff thought it would help get rid of her aggression towards the staff. But there's another side to all of this. Mommy was actually selecting children, testing them through various games, looking for candidates apparently to experiment on them, to turn the poor kids into toys. However, we noticed that her attitude even to other experiments deteriorated. What exactly happened, I explained in more detail in this video on my channel. You can watch it by clicking the icon on the top right. Throughout our journey through the games, we encounter many puzzles reminiscent of games from our childhood. Here, for example, the level with the pigeon reminds us of an improved game of red light, green light, as in the game Into the Squid. The music memory game also reminds me of a game from our childhood, and the level with the Hoggy Woggy. So actually there were those, arcade games where you had to hit it with a hammer. The changes to these games, of course, were made by Mommy Longlegs herself, so we couldn't beat her. It's funny when we beat her anyway. Then she calls us cheaters. LOL. After winning all the games, Mommy decides to come out herself and deal with us. And creates the promise that all of this has caused her ultimate nervous breakdown. As it happens, you and I are watching Mommy, expressing fear for the first time. After the chase through the factory, Mom's hand gets caught in the meat grinder. We just can't help but yank on that lever. Terror overwhelms her. The machine crushes or rushes her to pieces. She screams in fear of becoming part of it. Her body falls to the floor. She is taken by the creepy clawed hand of Experiment 1006. The scariest part for me is the unknown. We don't know exactly what that hand will do to Mom's body. What will she look like when we meet her again? It will probably already be part of some other toy. Of course, there are many other questions that we never found answers to. For example, the poster we came across. We can see that, at least in theory, the mom should have had a family, a husband and a child. But so far, there is no hard evidence of their existence. In the game, there is a certain closed laboratory. The player can't just see it. I added a light to it and got in with a cheat. I found a toy in there. A toy that looked like it was from the Longhorn family. Very much like that. But it's not clear. Because maybe it's a bug. Or maybe there really is something. But look, there's an eye on the leg. So it's probably just a bug. Aside from all this, it would be interesting to know who Marie Payne was before the experiment. When I discussed Kissy right here in this video, we came to the conclusion that Kissy was Stella. And she was a volunteer. That may be why she's friendly with us, but it's not certain. You're better off watching this video in its entirety on the upper right. So here it is. Mom despises, hates corporate employees. Apparently, because she was unwittingly dragged into the whole thing. That's why she's so aggressive. We'll find out in time. But what do you think of Mama Longlegs? Will we ever meet her again? Or maybe we'll meet someone from her family? Write your guesses in the comments. PopPlay. Watch my other videos. Bye, everybody. Thanks for subscribing.